I'm coming to you from beautiful Vancouver, Canada, where I wanted to talk to you about dose layering. What does that mean and how to do it? Hi, I'm Shannon and this is Weed Mama. So I wanted to talk to you about dose layering. What is that exactly? So for me, THC can trigger anxiety when I use over a certain amount. And I also want to just sit there taking cannabis in all night long, trying to, maintain the feeling that I have, feeling good, without taking too much. So this is the method that I came up with for that. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to use my dose, so you can adjust this for however, how much you need to use and what your dose is. But I want you to think of what is your maximum dose. If you go over that amount, that you start to feel bad and you don't like it. If you get too high or it triggers bad side effects in you. So for me, my top dose is 10 milligrams. So here's what I do. I will take in the evening, this is when I like to take cannabis because my kids are in bed and I feel more relaxed. I'll take 5 milligrams of an edible and then I'll wait about an hour or more, depending on the type of edible, how I'm feeling that day. Usually you can tell if you take your first edible, so this is half of my top dose, right? I said I take 10 milligrams, this is half of that 5. So we'll see how that 5 milligrams feels. In about an hour, I'll start to feel it. Or 90 minutes. I would say like 60 to 90 minutes is a good time to see, if you're feeling it a little too much. If you're starting to feel it too much, then you know that let's just stop there. Because it's, our bodies change from day to day. Some days we haven't slept enough, or if, as women, our hormones are constantly fluctuating, and estrogen does affect how THC feels. So take half your dose, wait about 60 to 90 minutes and see how you feel. That's when I take my second 5 milligram dose. You take it far enough apart that at the point that they start overlapping each other, this dose, one is starting to come down while the other dose is starting to come up. So you're never getting too high of a dose. They're kind of going like this. Now you can get your dose lasting up much longer. That way I'm not taking too much. I'm keeping under a certain amount that I don't want to go over, but I'm not taking it all at once so that it hits me hard. I take half of what I need first, see how that makes me feel, then I take the other half of my edible after that, so there's this nice long archway. As one comes up, the other one's going down, so you're not ever getting too much. This is what I call dose layering. The other way you can dose layer is through methods. If you take an edible, for example, if you just take half your dose, because you don't want to take too much, let that peak, and then about the time that the edible starts to slowly wear off, that's when I'll start dry herb vaporizing. Because then the dry herb vaporizing will kind of kick up the edible a little bit, and you'll stretch it out a little longer. So that's like method layering. That's one way you can do things. You can also add topicals. You can have a nice bath in THC or CBD or whatever it is you want to use, and then you can take a low dose edible and then you can vaporize on top of that. So that's a nice way to layer methods. But what I'm talking about is layering your dose so that you can stretch out your dose without going over it, but allowing yourself to have more of a time feeling better. Whatever you're treating, if you're treating like pain or you just want to unwind or sleep. For sleep, that's a different video. In this video, I just want to talk about spreading your dose out so that you get the maximum benefits for a longer period of time. To recap the method that I use, you take your dose. Let's say, for example, your high end of your dose is 20 milligrams. So what you would do is take 10 milligrams, wait 60 to 90 minutes. I'd say 90 is better because then you're really nicely stretching it out, because edibles peak at 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So this, you're getting it a little bit more to that peak. So then you can gauge how you feel, because maybe 10 milligrams is enough, or maybe you take a little less. Maybe you think, okay, this is actually hitting me stronger today than I thought it would. And so you leave it alone, let it kind of start to wear off. Then you can take another 5 milligrams or something after that. So this will stretch it out through the evening and allow you to keep that party going, keep feeling good throughout the night. So if you have any questions, do comment below. Do visit weedmama.ca. I have lots more information about cannabis and how to use it properly, and product reviews. Do hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be posting a lot more videos about cannabis. This is where I'm going to be educating about cannabis consumption on this platform and my blog. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye now.